Assalamu alaikum, guys.
Assalamu alaikum.
Welcome back to Back the Pack. I'm Asim. Beside me, Umar, as always. Uh, Today, we're calling this episode Imam-E-Ishq. We thought we'd bring you a little update of the ongoings of what's been going on since basically the last episode. So, this isn't the Barber special yet.
No, not
It's
yet.
coming, it's coming.
We're still in progress.
Yeah, that was a bigger endeavor. So, we thought we'd just talk about what's been going on, like I say, in this past few days. And yeah, like I say, Imam-E-Ishq. Um, Mom's wedding, bro.
Yeah,
Mubarak.
big Mubarak to the Ul Haq family
Mm.
and obviously his wife. I believe she's a Swedish national.
Was it?
It's a Swedish
Very
national.
nice.
So no, big congratulations to Imam Ul Haq and his wife and family. And obviously now the Walima was done, and he's now made his way to Sydney. The rest of the team,
And the team, that's
they've
it.
all arrived in Sydney this morning.
Yeah. But what was nice to see, just to quickly cover the wedding slightly, because it's Pakistan related.
Mhm.
It was nice to see some very nice videos that came out.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
Sefi boys Kawali,
That Kawali night
beautiful.
was actually really nice. I mean,
Nice to
Sefi,
see everyone having fun,
he was
everyone
having
involved.
a lot of fun, wasn't
Yeah, why not,
he?
man?
They were throwing the notes, man.
That's it. And and then the reception that Barbara got, bro. Like,
Yeah,
just
Alhamdulillah,
you know what?
Alhamdulillah.
Like, it was so nice to see after all the stuff going on, all the media chat, and all this talk of this guy doesn't like that guy and that guy don't like this guy and this is what he said about this guy.
Yeah, mate.
It was nice to see. There was some video I saw of Shaheen fighting to sit next to Barber, hugging each other. Um, the like I say, the respect that he got, even from what's that blogger that you were saying put up a video of the video as well of the Imam's event, and even he was like, his headline was "I met Barber," and
Yeah, I can't remember his
yeah,
name.
yeah, yeah. But it was nice, man. Like behind the scenes, there's a lot of videos obviously get out nowadays. Um, but yeah, it was good. Like I say, to see the boys having fun.
That was
Um,
nice. And like you said, I mean, Barber and Shaheen and Sarfraz and there was a lot of people there, which was nice. Um, and the bonding, it was just lovely to see that. So,
and that's
you
the thing,
know,
like even before this, like I say, the World Cup now and Asia Cup, like that's the good thing about this Pakistan side is that the spirits, the genuine bond you can see between the players and whatnot. Despite this reshuffle, it looks like it lives on. So hopefully that will bode well for our team and our performances going forward.
but also, Fahim Ashraf got married. So,
Another congrats.
another congratulations to
Yeah,
Rana Saab, as they call him. So, yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's nice to see that people are moving on in their personal lives as
mm,
well, but also that cricket is also at the front line. So he's also gone to Sydney, part of the team,
hmm
which I did have my reservations of his selection, but nevertheless, congratulations to him too. And yeah, the team. I saw the departure yesterday
yeah.
from Gaddafi Stadium, and they obviously a lot of them with their wives.
Mm.
Um, so they've all made it now to Australia, and I believe they've got so they're going on to Canberra, and
Mm.
then they've got the Prime Minister's 11 uh 4 day, or was it 3 days
Right, warm ups and all
warm
that.
up? So
Yeah.
they got that, and then they move on to Perth for their first one. So forgive me for last episode I said they was at the Gabba,
Oh, no,
which
no, it's
is
correct.
Brisbane, which is wrong. They're playing at Perth and dropping pitches.
Yeah, interesting.
That's interesting,
Interesting.
isn't
See
it?
what that means for the team. There was a lot of talk, so we're going to move on to the press conferences
I mean,
next
we
anyway.
discussed this, didn't we, off
Yeah.
off off here that normally dropping pitches, from my understanding, and
Mm.
all the cricket I've seen over the years, um, teams normally use that to accommodate getting used to foreign conditions, but
Yeah,
also um, some may accommodate the teams that are
the visitors, yeah.
visitors,
Mm.
basically. So yeah, it's interesting because I don't know what the reasoning behind that is, because Australian pitches are obviously they've got the bounce and
The
all that.
bouncing,
They have their specialities.
yeah.
What the dropping pitch is going to do, we don't know. We'll only know once the day one is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But
that's the thing. There's a lot of talk. So, like I said, we're going to move on to the press
mm,
conferences. So, we had two press conferences since our last video. Is one with Hafiz and one with Sean Masood.
mm,
Yeah, there was a lot of talk, I think, across both about going there, seeing the conditions
mhm,
in these warm ups,
mm.
and then a lot of decisions will be made after that. So, there's a lot to come still. So, I'm sure there'll be another little update from us when that transpires. Um, but yeah, first press conference was Hafiz Bhai,
Mm.
Professor.
Yeah.
Yeah, first of all, like, I mean, I watched this earlier, and I was a little bit, I mean, not that it's anything to do with the press conference itself directly, but the technical issues in that video really kind of concerned me just because, like, they just carried on. We couldn't hear the press questions. You couldn't, like, the volume was going up and down. The mics were hissing. Kind of reminded me of our earlier videos. But, it was one of those where I just thought to
Episode
myself,
one
yeah,
and
episode
two,
one problems, you know what I mean?
stroke two.
But I just thought it was a little bit unprofessional again. But Hafiz himself, yeah, I mean, he's experienced with the press, and it showed. He was, well spoken. Gave quite a lot of samey answers. I felt.
Yeah, I mean, I think I enjoyed Sean Masood's press more than his, if I'm
Yeah,
honest.
yeah,
But I mean, look, the thing is that both the guys that have done the presses, very professional, very well spoken.
mm,
Um, there was a good sort of vibe,
yeah, yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah. Despite all the kind of sort of anxiety and whatnot that's come with all these changes, especially for us, as fans,
Mm.
um, it's good to see that they definitely seem to have a plan, a vision. We just obviously need to see it in action. Um,
They've moved really fast, though, haven't they, Asim?
yeah, there's a lot going on. I mean, that's why we had to make
Which
this
is
video.
which is kind of good as well because we're normally a bit slow or a bit behind, and here it looks like bang, bang, bang.
Yeah,
Everything is moving on
and at
really
least
fast.
there's a lot of transparency, which I think is very important in this
That for
process.
me is
It's
key.
not leaks; it's transparency. We're
Yeah.
seeing press conferences, we're seeing interviews at the nets. We're seeing a lot of conversation, just to make sure that especially in this day and age, social media, that there's some that information is out there from a legitimate source.
Mm.
It's good to see.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's a good sign of things to come. But yeah, so in the Hafiz, he kind of reiterated the importance of the domestic structure that they're trying to bring in, which I think is a positive. I hope.
100%. We need
Um,
that
yeah,
because we don't focus on domestic cricket, if I'm honest,
yeah. I
in
mean,
the
obviously,
past anyway. So,
yeah, but obviously, we spoke in the last episode about the kind of challenges because some of our players want to go play. Like we've had all this talk about hardest rough and all that, wanting to go to Australia for the Big Bash and all this and that,
but they're not getting their
and they're not
clearance.
getting the clearance and all that. So I mean, well, what Hafiz did say actually was that they're gonna make it once again transparent. They're gonna make it open to the public what their policy is going to be on
Good.
the foreign
Yeah, very good.
tours and whatnot,
Yeah,
and
very
sorry,
good.
these leagues. So yeah, they're going to make it a clear and transparent process so that people know, and also the players know what they can and can't do essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be good. I look forward to that being clarified because at the moment it kind of came across once again as media again, but it came across like they're trying to block people, and he was like, "We're not trying to block people, but we just want to make sure Pakistan is priority." I've heard a
I,
very similar. Sorry, bro, but just remember when England kind of brought in the similar kind of
the
policy,
big change in their
and
policy. Yeah.
yeah, and these things sometimes are important. I mean, you see the results. I mean, not in the World Cup maybe for England, but in general, you've seen the
especially
reinvention.
especially in the Test cricket,
Mm,
and yeah, honestly, ODI cricket and
yeah,
stuff. But then they need a bit more of a stern sort of outlook
yeah.
on how stuff is.
100%. No, I think yeah, like I
So
said,
it's good.
structure.
It's good
Structure
structure,
is important.
and to
That's what.
streamline everything.
Yeah, I mean, we saw it. To be fair, I mean, I don't want to harp on about the good old days, but we saw a little bit like we were discussing earlier about when Ramiz's time and under Imran
Yeah,
Khan's
yeah, yeah,
leadership
yeah.
kind of thing.
I think Ramiz Raja's tenure under obviously Imran Khan's government and
Mm.
stuff, that was very
Yeah,
transparent.
that was the beginning. Yeah,
That
transparent. Obviously, that was his whole
that
policy
was
in it.
very
But
transparent.
just yeah, we could see things building, and that's where like when all these changes came in after Imran Khan's removal. Um, that's where, I mean, I think, they definitely had a knock on effect on our cricket, and sort of, like you said in the past, our country is unfortunately inherently linked to what goes on in our politics with our cricket as well. So, that was quite apparent. But I mean, look, hopefully, like I say, there's a sign of improvements, at least in the cricket side. Um, Interesting clip or whatever highlight that was brought up a lot in social media from after Hafiz's press conference was about his phone calls to your favourite Samad and Ahmed.
Let me say this piece.
Please.
So yeah, so there was a lot of media clips and videos, and that Hafiz has specifically called Imad and Mohamed Amir, and I think the media sort of made it out because they were the only two that have been called, but Hafiz clarified.
The thing is, the media timed it, sorry, bro, just that they tried to make the dialogue that it was, like you say, just them two, and because of kind of, as a result of kind of the comments that have come out, A, the retirement, and B, Armour's, talk that he's been doing. I won't call it anything else. But yeah,
Polite.
yeah, trying to be diplomatic. But yeah, what's been out in the media from both of those guys. Yeah, I think they were trying to make it out like that they're still in the picture, and they're the the guys that Hafiz wanted. Yeah, that doesn't seem to be the case.
No, it wasn't. And Hafiz clarified that. He said, look, they're not the only two that I've called. They've called a number of players, and he's got a policy that, and he said this to Imad and Ahmed, that look, if you're interested to play for Pakistan, because that's what the subject at the moment is,
Yeah,
and it should always be that you play for Pakistan, you play for your nation, play for your country, and that's it. That's your objective. Now, if you want that, then you need to go back to domestic cricket, start performing, and then based on that, we'll look at considering what we're going to do. And that, to be fair, should be across the patch.
Yeah, sounds fair.
Yeah,
sounds fair.
That is the right way to do it.
I
But
think, yeah,
what happened is that Imad said he'll have a think,
yeah, and then he retired.
and then 2 days later he retired.
So he thought about it.
He thought about it. Yeah, 48 hours, mate. Well done to you, mate. And Amir was just not interested.
Yeah, Amr said that he's moved on, that he sees his future in the leagues, and he's found success there apparently. So
It's funny that, because this is the same guy that's been saying he's the best thing after sliced bread. So, but anyway,
yeah. So anyway, let's not focus on those
to be
guys,
fair,
man. Like I said,
good choice.
history now.
Good choice, Professor.
So yeah, but I mean, I'd love to know who else he phoned up. But anyway, maybe we'll find out.
Should we have a guess?
Go on.
A couple of guesses.
Yeah.
No,
because they're meant to be the out of contract players. That's what he clarified. He goes, I've called a number of out of contract players.
Emma Shazad?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we were going to come on to that, but yeah, Emma Shazad obviously has been doing really well. And he's also made a statement to say specifically that I'm not going to go to T10 in Abu Dhabi because I want to finish my work in the National Cup. So he's making his intent known,
and that's
which is nice.
That's the intent you should have.
Good talent. Well, he's doing well now, is my point.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Yeah.
Well, Shan Masood is captain on that basis, bro. So I think, yeah, that's the model that we've told him that they require, and he's complying at least, right?
I'll just agree to disagree on that. But anyway, I reckon he might have called Umar Akmal.
That one.
Come on, give me some more names.
I don't know, mate. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, I guess a lot of these guys are retired, so to speak. So I would assume, because that's the other thing that he said to Ahmed apparently, is that you need to come out of retirement first. Otherwise, it's not on the table at all.
True.
So that was a fair play. But no, I don't know. I can't really think of who else is there, because I mean, to be honest, the guys that we've seen over the who've actually been part of the setup, they've been there for a little while. We have got a quite well established team.
It's a well settled team.
Yeah, that's what Sean said quite a lot in his thing, is that we've got that settled team. It's not so much about there's a lot of experience there, and it's just about bringing in those youngsters and giving them that opportunity when they can.
He kept getting asked, didn't he, about the team that went to the World Cup was also well settled, and
Yeah,
look what they've done.
yeah. Well,
So
they were
it's
trying
that
to unsettle
they were
him, and
trying to
that's what they were
unsettle him.
doing.
And
You know,
to be
typical.
fair, Sean answered the questions
Mm.
so well. Honestly, it was lovely to hear the way he conducted himself, the way he carried himself. There was no stutters, there was no pauses, and he was so polite. He
He was
was
very balanced.
very
He took
balanced,
his time,
respectful,
spoke well, yeah, respectful. Answered the questions like, you know, they tried to push him on his relationship with Barbara at one
which,
point, trying to, you
and
know, once
you know
again
what?
start
I'd like
problems.
to say that I don't call these guys journalists
Well, some of them are just,
because I think that they need to understand, maybe go back and do a degree on journalism or something, because they actually are not great at their job.
well, like the Pakistani pilots for that. I'll tell you,
This is
yeah.
going so
This is
south right now.
but no, man. I mean, like I say, you know, like it was good to see. I think it's a good sign of things to come. Hopefully,
Mm,
they're talking about him being, was it Qurbani ka Bakra as a
it's bad, isn't
captain
it?
and all this, that,
That
and the
question
other.
was bad, you know.
You know, these questions.
So he asked, he asked,
He was asked,
Sean
yeah,
Masood was asked
yeah,
by a speaker. He wasn't a
no
journalist. He
journalist,
was just
okay,
a speaker,
just a guy.
just a guy on his dictaphone. And he turned around and said, so obviously, over a month ago, Barbara was sitting in that same chair to the same media prior to the departure for the World Cup. And Barbara obviously was very keen on getting this team to the finals. However, we saw the result. Now, Barbara's captaincy was taken off him and he was chopped. Now you're saying, that you want to go out to Australia and do something that no Pakistan team has done, which is win a series. Um, you know,
To be fair to him, sorry, bro, that like everyone's, even Hafiz, I think, said in his press conference that no one's coming into these press conferences saying we're going to go and win,
mm,
which I think is, like I said, we have to be realistic. Even in the setup now, especially with all these wholesale changes, even they are saying, look, we just want to go out there and get the best out of our players. That's, you know, and that's what it should be
that's what
about.
it should be.
Mm. But sorry, you were saying you were.
Yeah, no. So then, yeah. So they said to him that if you were to lose this series, or if Pakistan was to lose the whole series, get whitewashed, etc., um, will you be the Bali ka Bakra,
Oh, Qurbani ka
Qurbani ka
Bakra again,
Bakra? Sorry, and
yeah.
I'm thinking, mate, what are you chatting about? The guy hasn't even stepped foot on the field yet.
But they have no respect,
They
innit?
have
They have
no
no respect
respect. They have
for
no
our
knowledge.
players.
Oh, there was one speaker again, um, he came out with a classic one. So they brought up the Naseem Shah scenario,
Mm.
and they were talking about Haris Rauf, in fact, because obviously Haris Rauf has turned down the test,
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be
opportunity.
clear,
So
yeah.
they were like, oh, is that his career finished now? I have asked this question because the
Might be.
way Wahab made it out,
Yeah,
it
that
did
press conference, mate.
that was horrible.
So that was a complete polar opposite
Of
of
course it
these
was.
ones, right?
He
Because
turned up with
there's
his leather
no,
jacket and his paperwork going all over the gaff.
yeah,
But you know, the guy was like, so हाँ तो वो एक जो है अपना हारिस रऊफ है और वो दूसरा हाँ वो बॉलर जो इंजर्ड है मुझे याद नहीं ना.
yeah,
Can you
yeah,
believe this?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Wait, are you guys sports journalists?
Mm.
You don't even know
I
what you're
mean,
talking about.
especially with all the spotlight that's been on that Nassim
Exactly.
and
So it just shows you the unprofessionalism,
yeah. Mm.
the way the media mafia are running things here, and the way they're just trying to put this team off. So anyway, I
They
don't
just want to
want
make headlines,
to. I
innit? That's
just
the
want to make
problem,
headlines.
especially yeah,
But yeah, I mean, again, Sean handled it really well.
hmm
Hafiz handled his presser really well. But I expect that from the professor,
hmm
because he's professor by nature. But yeah, no. So it was good, and inshallah, they go out there and give their best.
Yeah,
That's all
no,
we
of
can
course.
do.
A few more points. Another question actually that was put to him was about having multiple captains in the team. And I think
Yes,
once again, it was given that was a little stinger that they tried to throw at him, trying to say,
three
obviously, how
captains
will
are.
you have,
Mm,
balance it? But his, response was perfect. And yeah, he just said, obviously, that's a strength of the team that we've got so many captains
he's
and
lucky. He
leaders
said,
because
I'm
we want them
blessed.
all to be leaders.
He said, I'm blessed.
So,
And I like this fact. He made one comment just on the back of that
mm,
he wants every player on that team to play like a
to be a
leader.
leader, yeah, that's it.
But I hope they don't take that as we're gonna be 11 leaders, i.e., 11 captains. I just want them to
Yeah.
lead from the front
Yeah,
and
take
crack on, take
responsibility.
responsibility.
Yeah.
And there was a. Did you hear? Sorry, did you hear the Aqib Javed?
Oh, when they asked him about his comment, that was it, his comment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
Aqib Javed made a comment and said, "This is a whitewash in the making.
yeah. Mm.
This is a rubbish team." Sean answered that
Yeah,
beautifully.
that's it.
He said, "आकिब भाई ने जो कहा है वो उनका point of view है और
Mm.
हम respectfully उसको
That's what I liked about it.
accept
He
करते
goes,
हैं." And I love
you
that.
have to respect it,
I
but
love it. I
yeah,
love that. You know, there was no Sean had no emotions in terms of I'm going to answer this in
he didn't
anger,
bite.
or he didn't bite,
He
and
never,
it was
yeah, the whole press conference he didn't
beautiful,
bite, and
really,
that's
really
exactly what
nice.
you want from a captain.
Really nice.
A little bit of, I think, he didn't confirm it, but one thing that he did say was about the wicketkeeper choice.
Mm.
So they spoke about Sefi or Rizwan, who's it going to be?
I think you reckon it'd be Sefi,
He
right?
kind of, he kind of hinted that it's going to probably be
Mm.
Sefi, unless obviously something happens when they go out to Australia and he's warm up. So yeah, let's
It'd be
see
good
what
to see
happens.
Safraz back, though, man.
Yeah,
You know,
we all loved him, innit?
yeah, we loved him,
Yeah.
especially that 2016-17 tenure of his.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
True.
Really nice.
True.
Really nice.
So yeah, we obviously the National Cup. We also
Following that,
had a little bit going on in there.
the Super 8 start today.
It was Naseem Shah's brother's been performing in there, right?
He's been
Yeah, I
performing.
think he got a five for the other day.
Obviously, Emma Shazad was doing well.
Yeah.
Because one team is led by Iftikhar,
Yeah.
and Shadab's leading a team as well.
Mm.
And Khushdel Shah is also there,
Yeah.
leading a team. So
Love his name.
yeah, it's a beautiful name. Yeah, I like that. But yeah, no, it's good. So that's coming up. It's currently we're going into the last sort of stages of that tournament, and then hopefully something, like I said to you before in the other episode, that hopefully some more talent sort of
Yeah, that's
unpeels and we can.
what it should be about, right? It's what should be all about developing these
Mm.
players and whatnot. Speaking of T10, I think we were talking about earlier with Emma Shazad. You know what I mean? I know you kind of were dismissive of it in a lot of few episodes ago,
I'm just a realist.
but it's not a bad little. I mean, Asif Ali's been in there.
Yeah, but Emma Shazad in what test?
Huh?
In test team.
No, not that. I'm talking about dismissive of the T10 in general as a format.
Acha, right.
But you know what I'm saying? I'm surprisingly been quite, I've enjoyed watching a little bit of it. Like Asif Ali's little flashes, and it isn't cricket as such.
Yeah,
When people
I
talk
kind
about,
of think it takes a mick out of the sport a little. As in,
but it's
look,
meant to be just to draw in the little,
yeah,
like Abu
but
Dhabi and like America. They're just trying to do them these things.
I just feel like it's done at such a grand scale.
The big names are there, man.
Yeah,
I was very surprised. That's the thing. I was watching it and I was like watching. I think Shamsi was there and all these players. I was thinking, hang on a minute, these boys have just finished the World Cup and now they're.
Yeah, it was only 10 overs.
Yeah, well, exactly. Why not? But this is what I'm saying. For them, it's easy money, I guess.
Big money.
And I think it's there's nothing wrong with trying to bring more eyes to cricket.
But it's not being appreciated
Since
it came out.
Yeah, it's not a real.
I remember like
when you don't get proper cricket, it's just hitting.
But the thing is, yaar, at least today, उसमें coverage तो है ना.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Good coverage. Where I remember when it first season, it was in 2017 November, because I was in Dubai.
Yeah.
And it was a carnival in Dubai when this whole T10 was happening, and I was like, what is this? Because I remember seeing when we were like driving around in Dubai, and especially in old Dubai, because that's where your sort of crowd is,
Yeah.
So they had like big, huge banners of Sarfraz and the team, players and all that. And I was like, okay, what is this? Because I hadn't heard about this. And then it was really popular within that community, because obviously you've got the workers there, and unfortunately they don't have that time.
Yeah, exactly.
And stuff. So it's nice that they get to see it. But then there was hardly any sort of coverage there. I mean, the quality wasn't great on TV and stuff. But now
it's building, isn't it?
It's building.
Like I say, like it's just a nice little.
So I get that bit
taster just to get people into the.
I remember
sport,
KP hated it. He was ripping it to shreds. There's the end of the cricket at this
Well, they
stage.
said that about T20. This is my thing, innit? Like with these things, I remember,
Yeah, I know
you know,
initially starts, but then look at 100 now. They're talking of there's
100. I feel is a bit of an unnecessary. You know, like when that the way they brought that out, like they've already got an established T20 league here.
but I actually enjoy the 100.
No, it's good, but
I
now
like
I
going
think
to
it's
them.
given
I like
made
going to
too
them.
many.
They have.
It's a nice day out.
It's
Don't
just
get me
another
wrong,
league.
but it's just another form of game. Like I had to learn another game, man. Like it's just T10 at least I know is like 6 balls and over and all that. It's
This is
nothing's changed.
five.
It's just
100 is 5 balls.
yeah, it's just and then they sometimes change after five and all
Yeah, they
this and that,
can.
and
They can.
it's a
And
bit.
the other thing with the now, I was reading a statement by what's his name, man? He is the I think is he the CEO of Lancashire Cricket
Okay.
or some sort of
Mm.
management, and he said that they need to change the 100 format
Is it?
to 20 overs.
So why don't you just pump money into the Vitality Blast? This is my
No, that he
point.
wants
That's
two different leagues.
anyway. That's all it is. That's my problem with it. Is but it's just.
It's
But
more
anyway,
money,
like I said,
Asim.
it's more
It's more money.
more money. It's more
It's more
money,
money.
but it's cricket, so at
Yeah,
least
we
it gives
enjoy
us
it.
something to watch. All right, bro. So yeah, we were just gonna. Well, I want you wanted to mention Glenn Maxwell, so I want to let you have a moment on that.
That was another master blaster, man. He got 148 balls off that. So currently, obviously, India and Australia are playing a little 5 match
My whitewash prediction's gone,
T20 series. Yeah, mate.
but they had to bring in the reinforcements. To
Maxwell.
be
But
fair,
think, yeah, well, they had to,
yeah,
of course, because they were thinking, hang on, 2-0 down, man. We're
yeah,
getting smashed here.
battered
You
it.
know, we can't be dealing with this. And then obviously, good old Maxi turns up and 148. Mate, at that point, yeah, there was one point when Australia needed 48 of 12 balls, and Maxwell turned it on.
That's it. That's the time for him to
Oh,
do
the
his thing, innit?
way he finished that game. Honestly, you know, I always liked him,
Mm.
and then he kind of started annoying me a little bit because he'd always do us over when we used to play,
Yeah,
and I was like, oh,
yeah,
I don't like this guy. He's getting in that same category as Stoinis and
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
know the other people that have done us over. And then that World Cup for me was a bit of a Glenn Maxwell show as well.
Well, obviously, yeah, that innings especially.
Okay, that innings, yeah,
Yeah,
but just generally like
yeah, yeah.
he's
He
just
turned up.
he's a
That's
box
it.
office.
Yeah, yeah.
For me, he's a bit box
It
office.
reminds you of like when we used to watch. Wait, who are you gonna say?
Uh,
I was gonna go West
it
Indies.
was on
Sorry.
my tongue, and
Yeah,
then I
go.
stopped. Shahid Afridi,
Yeah, like
there
an
was it.
Afridi. You
Maybe
know what I mean?
Imran Nazir.
Yeah. I was gonna
Imran
say
Nazir.
Gale. Sorry, I didn't even finish my sentence.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Oh
like
yeah,
that. Like
yeah,
you
yeah.
just turn up just to see. I remember, like I mean, going a little bit off topic, but I
Listen,
remember Pakistan played West Indies a few years back. It must have been a cup. I forget all the matches now, but I brought in my boy and I said, oh, like we had a spare ticket, and I was like, do you want to come? And Nick,
yeah.
the South African fan, well, England cricket fan, South African resident, but anyway, he was like, yeah, I'll come for Gale, and I was like, no, bro, you got to support Pakistan, and then. When I think Gale came in, didn't do much, and then he was like, "Okay, now I'm a Pakistan supporter." So but it was that, and it is that blockbuster, like you say. It's just people
Yeah,
come just
no,
to
no,
see him play.
yeah.
So
But I
it's
mean,
nice. It's nice.
it's a good series going on in India at the
Yeah,
moment, though the
man.
T20 series.
Surprisingly, because I think people were a bit dismissive once again
But it's
because it's
packed.
after World Cup. Da, da, da.
Yeah, but boy, it's packed.
Mm.
All grounds are sold.
Unlike the World Cup, but no. But yeah, man. No, it's good. It's good. Especially the early games. England weren't happy about that.
Oh
Anyway,
dear.
we're gonna go off topic again. So yeah, just to bring it back,
I
bro.
love talking like this.
Yeah, man, we could go on all day.
Ad hoc conversations. It's brilliant.
But guys, listen, we wanted to try and keep this as short as we can. Like I say, it was just going to be a
A
quick
little
update.
update, yeah, nice
We've still
little.
got our barber special, which will be a bit of a longer format, and we're going to try
So
and do a few different
the
things. So yeah,
it's gonna happen soon. Um, I've just finished the script,
yeah, the info and
the
all
whole,
that.
done all the research, and the script is ready. Just putting some final touches to
Yeah, yeah,
it,
yeah.
and then
We
we'll
want to get it right. That's the
yeah,
thing, and
because
then that's going to be a new sort of format for us. Doing sort of like
so we'll shoot that soon,
yeah.
next few days, inshallah.
So yeah, so guys, please just continue liking, commenting, subscribing. Still haven't got those questions Umar by asked for.
No,
So
there wasn't a question, but
oh,
there was
we got a lovely comment.
beautiful comment.
Mm,
There was two, in fact.
mm.
The one that really stood out for me was I'm gonna say it was Irfan. possibly,
I
or
can't remember
Jamil,
the name. I'm
Jamil
sorry.
and Irfan. But
We'll get it
he
next
done a
time.
really good breakdown of how we're where our cricket is and
Mm.
what where the flaws are, and he kind of agreed to our points. But it was a really good breakdown. So well done to you, buddy. And thank you for supporting. Keep firing the questions in. The more you guys interact with us, um, sort of keeps us on our toes as well a little bit. So it's nice.
Yeah, no, exactly. It keeps us going, and that's why we do this. So yeah, guys, please, like I say, stay with us, and we'll be back very soon with our special and probably another update at some point. Back the pack.
Back the pack, guys.